Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another motovlog. The topic that I've got for today is pretty near and dear to my heart, and it's going to be based around the kind of advice I would give my younger self and what I've learned over the past sort of few years of coming of age from boy to man. Man, it is an absolutely beautiful day. I couldn't pass up going out on the bike today. To give a little bit of context, I'm 27, almost 28 now, so I'm a young adult. And I feel like I've learned some really valuable lessons over the past few years. I was pretty depressed when I was a teenager. It was mainly situational. I had a pretty interesting upbringing, shall we say. So I struggled with my mental health quite a lot. And to simplify it, it was like, eventually it was like a switch flipped and I was just okay. That's what it seemed like anyway. But the truth of it was that I was implementing like patterns of behavior and stuff that made my life better. Oh, some cool stuff. I don't know what the event is, but some cool stuff. Nice. And if I can bestow any kind of wisdom on like teenage dudes, then I will, because it's tough. You know, it's, for me, my perception of coming of age, it was like, oh, you're kind of a teenager, kind of treated like a child, and then boom, you're expected to be an adult, get your shit together, you need to make some money, you need to be able to support yourself. That's kind of how it went down for me. There wasn't much of a transition. And that sucked, man. It's super scary, and it's a lot of pressure that I think a lot of people face. One of the biggest lessons I've learned, though, is don't ever think that you're above what seems to be a cliche of well-being and looking after yourself, you know? Because when I was younger, I always thought, oh man, I was above like therapy or like going to the gym. And I know that cliche, and like everyone says it, and it's been said to death. I think everyone can benefit from therapy, because at the end of the day, talking about your problems makes your problems less severe. That's the real basics of it. And then the other side is looking after your body as well. You don't have to be extreme. I think a lot of people sort of outside of it think that you're either like a gym person and that's your entire personality, or you're a normal person, and that's not really the case. You can be just a normal dude that's like not obsessed with the gym but looks after their body and, you know, has interest in well-being and longevity. Because I'm not like massively interested in the gym, to be honest. I just do it now because I'm disciplined, and I know now, because I've done it before in cycles, I know that it makes my life better and it makes my life easier because I'm healthier, and it's good to do things that are hard. Yeah, so, you know, don't think you're above looking after yourself, because you're not. Yeah, so look after yourself. Number one, look after your mind, look after your body. That's going to be my number one lesson. Be open to looking after yourself. And now take this with a pinch of salt, because I'm no expert, and honestly I probably really don't have a clue what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about my own experience. Oh look, an R34, cool. And the second lesson for me that would be that it's really important to be busy. If you're not busy, your mental health will likely tank. When I think of the days where I felt the worst and my mental health was consistently bad, I think the biggest reason for it is because I had downtime and I lacked purpose. And once you've got purpose, you get busy. And the more busy you are trying stuff, you know, the closer you're getting to finding that purpose or whatever. And by purpose, I just mean like a reason to wake up in the morning, a reason. It can be anything, but just something that gets you out of bed and something that gets you busy. Because without it, you're in trouble. There is a bit of a caveat to that, though. I heard a good quote the other day. It was, make sure you're not climbing the wrong mountain. And what I mean by that, as a follow-up to what I just said, is when you're young and you're hungry for whatever, you're motivated, you can fall into the trap of working all the time, because it's a huge trade-off. You know, you're trading off the only real commodity you have in this life is time, and trading the entirety of your youth. For usually, I did it, I'm completely guilty of it, which is why I'm speaking on it, for like no real gain. It feels like you're really working towards something, but really it's kind of a trap, unless, you know, you have a specific financial goal or whatever. But be careful just doing it for the sake of doing it, because there's much more to life than work. Try and keep work and stuff in balance. I say this, and it's somewhat hypocritical, because I used to have 2 jobs, and I used to work like 70 hours a week, and you know, but unfortunately there is a bit of a foot on everyone's neck with the cost of living crisis. I get it, I totally get it. But if you are going to do it, make sure you've got a reason to do it. Just remember how valuable your time is. It's incredibly valuable. Another big one that I have certainly fallen victim to when I was younger, and a lot of my friends have too, is toxic relationships, man. You really need to try and be objective with the relationships that you have, because they can ruin your life. At the end of the day, you know, you are the product of the company that you keep. Yeah, just be careful that you're not selling yourself a dream with relationships as well. I know I've done it before, and you know, I've heard of people doing it where they're convincing themselves that everything is fine, but it's really just not. I think with relationships especially, one insane red flag is that if you're ever afraid to tell someone what your partner, oh look how gorgeous it is, what your partner has like said and done to you, like in the heat of an argument or whatever, like for instance your partner hitting you or saying horrible things to you or belittling you, that kind of stuff. So be really wary of that and speak about your relationship with people, like whoever it is, your friends, your parents. We are pinned right now, boys. It's a bit of a headwind. I'm not tucked, but 55 is looking like what we're managing. Oh, I love this road, man. I was so lucky to drive this road every day. It's so fun. Trying to ride pretty gingerly today. Just taking it all in. Not that I can ride briskly, I'm on a Grom. This section of corners is fun. The only bummer to this road is that it's surrounded by farmers' fields, so there's always shit in the road. Always trying to find the clean line on the bike. Oh, there's just mud all in the road, but that's fine. We're taking in the sights, we're enjoying it. Hello, sheeps. I learned many lessons of driving rear-wheel drive cars in the winter on this road. Oh, what a beautiful day, man! What a beautiful friggin' day! I'm so happy right now. And that brings me to my next point. Don't ever feel guilty for indulging your hobbies a little bit, you know? At the end of the day, we don't live to work. It's funny, I've got tons of hobbies, like, but too many, definitely too many. And the truth of the matter is that I don't really have time for them. But I'm so glad that I hold them as a priority, because it keeps my head above water, man. It keeps me happy. It's like a reset button, and that's what, you know, this channel is all about to me. Lots of shit in the road, gonna slow it way down. Yeah, that's what this channel and kind of like my whole mission is to show people that, you know, there's a serious amount of fun to be had, so let's go and have it. Let's not live like robots or conform too much, because it's really easy to fall into that trap of wake up, go to work, watch Netflix, eat some food, watch more Netflix, go to bed, wake up, go to work, do it all again. That's whack. I don't want to do that. What I would say as well is, you know, transitioning from being, you know, a child to an adult, you don't have to let go of your whole youth, and don't think that you do. Anyone that tells you that you do is full of shit. In the male podcasting sphere and shit like that, the like motivational pseudo successful people are like, oh, you can't be playing video games and shit like that. You can, just in moderation. You know, you can fulfill your responsibilities to yourself, of whether it may be, you know, trying to build a business or trying to progress in your career or like family stuff. You can do all that, and you can still have your hobbies as well. You don't have to give it all up and become a robot. If anything, having like recreational outlets is going to make you more successful, because provided it's in moderation, of course, but it's going to make you more successful because it's allowing you to press that reset button on your mental health every now and then, which is going to make you better at running your business or better at your job. You make you a better husband, a better father, all that stuff. I'm convinced of that to be true, and it's not just words from my mouth, it's words from mentors as well. And on the topic of mentors, it will stand you in really good stead if you can get yourself one. So for me, it was kind of tough because not to, you know, bring on a sob story, but it was kind of tough because my dad wasn't in the picture, so I was seeking a male role model from elsewhere, and I was really lucky because I had a really good foster dad, and my granddad was a really good role model to me. he taught me a lot of the values that I have, and he's the reason why I ended up being an engineer. I think he really indulged that maker side of me and taught me loads of cool stuff, taught me how to work on stuff, and I'm very grateful for that. And I've been lucky to be surrounded by like really good dudes. There's nothing worse than being surrounded by negative Nancy's. Be really wary of that as well. Don't take criticism from people that you wouldn't take advice from, because there's so many people that are just going to talk shit. A lot of men have really fragile egos, so they see it as a threat when you're like driven and stuff, or you're doing something a little bit off the wall. Don't let people discourage you with shit like that, and just ignore naysayers. My perception of that is that there's a lot of people that kind of live in fear, so the moment you mention something that's a little bit off the wall, they're like, oh, you can't do that, or how are you going to do that? And, you know, you don't want to be surrounded by people like that, because it's such a gorgeous autumn day. They don't foster anything good in life. You know, those people are like the NPCs. You want to stay away from them. The kind of people you want to listen to are the ambitious people and the encouraging people, and the people that, you know, they don't see everything as like an impossible challenge. I think a good way to assess someone's character is to tell them something that you're going to do that might be a little bit outlandish and see what their reaction to it is. If the first comment out their mouth is like negativity, because there is a difference between like being problem solving and pragmatic and just being negative. If it's like, if they reel off like 3 negative things, then you know they probably kind of suck. But on the other hand, if they're like, oh, that sounds amazing, what's your approach going to be? They help you foster that idea, or, you know, solve that problem. Those are great people. They're the kind of people you want to be around, because they're going to help you, they're going to encourage you, and they're going to, you know, give a shit about you probably too, in a non-selfish way. So be real careful with the kind of people you're surrounded by. And I think some of the worst and most negative people you will unfortunately encounter is going to be your family. That's the most common one that I've witnessed. You know, appreciate the advice of people that love you. Assess the world for yourself, you know. That school is ugly. I've driven this road a million times and I've never seen that school. Never really looked at it, because I'm always in a car. You see so much more when you're on a bike. There's nothing better than having a friend or a mentor that you can trust. Like, I've got some really good ones, and it's nice knowing that, like, I can brainstorm an idea with them, and I know that I can trust what they're going to say and the critiques that they're going to have, and they're not just like being negative for the sake of being negative. It's really awesome when somebody's got a perspective that you really respect, because then it just makes developing an idea so much easier. So to summarize, I think make sure you're looking after yourself, and that's not just your body, that's your soul as well. Look after your mind and your body, and make sure you're busy. Make sure you're working towards something that you believe in, because that's going to wake you up in the morning. And try things until you figure it out. You know, you will find something. It may take a while, but trust the fact that you will find something, provided you are trying stuff and you're moving forward with it. Don't take criticism from people that you wouldn't take advice from. And I think finally, just don't take it all too seriously, man. Life, the only purpose in life is to live it. And how you deem fit is up to you. No one has jurisdiction really to tell you how to live your life. So live it the best way you think you should. I know it was a total yap of a video. I'm quite good at yapping, honestly. But if you watch this and you've got any advice for young people, or in particular young dudes, I'm not going to advise young women, because, you know, I don't know what I'm talking about. Leave it down in the comments. Life is just a series of lessons, and the more we can help, you know, those around us from our own mistakes, the better, in my mind. Thanks to anyone that tuned in. I appreciate every last one of you. This has been a motovlog, brought to you by a sunny October day. I'm gonna go see my friend. It's another one. Make sure you see your friends, man. Anyway, peace out. See you in the next one.